Welcome to the Press Pause podcast. This is You're Not Wrong, number 9. Does anybody here remember the last time we recorded?
Like
in person?
In person?
Yes, in person.
No, I do not.
Probably, if I were to take a really good shot in the dark, I would say October 2016.
Ooh, so very, very close. The last time we recorded was August 2017. Oh. Man, was it a long time ago.
That's actually way more recent than I
August
expected.
2017.
Yep.
I thought
ago.
it was going to be 2016.
All three of us.
Yeah, it was all three of us.
Huh.
And the one we did before that was
don't
the
remember
political podcast, Mark. So that was fun.
The political one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember August 2017. That's weird.
Yeah, well, it's because we did it so far long ago. Anyway, we are here covering, it's been weeks, but we are here going over E3 2018, and we're going to kind of go step by step, skipping through, I guess, the key points, the highlights, if you will, of E3 and whatever happened.
The highlights and the lowlights.
I mean, we're going to low lights, and there's only one low light, and it's E3 number 1, and that's EA. Anyway. Boo. So we're going to talk a little bit here, a little bit there. It's a different format this time. This may go up on YouTube. This is definitely going up on SoundCloud, which I still pay $10 a month for. But this will be one of the first ones that we actually do on YouTube, that we will actually have a video going up. I actually hopefully plan to start doing this where we actually play games while we talk, or one of us plays a game. Is that
is that like a new idea, or does anyone else do that?
Yes, a lot of people do that. Everyone does it. We're not the first. I'm not unique. I just want to talk to my friends and play video games.
Imitation, sincerest form of flattery.
Yeah, who cares? So, first on the list for E3 2018 was EA Play, where they debuted Battlefield 5, which no one was shocked about. FIFA 19, which who the hell cares? Star Wars. Go ahead. What?
Did anyone else know that was coming?
Did you want a FIFA game? Were you excited for a FIFA
game? No, don't
game?
tell me they also announced a Madden.
Don't blow my mind. I mean, that's a little later in the show, but they also announced a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which wasn't really announced. They just talked a little bit about it. Mm-hmm. It was off the cuff, off to the side with Andrea Renee here, who was an amazing host for a terrible conference. They announced some DLC for Star Wars Battlefront 2. They announced and released Unravel 2, which I have yet to play.
Oh, really? They released it?
Yeah, they released the day of. Yeah, that was actually they did a really nice and cool thing where they were playing it on stage. The same guy who came out the previous year when Unravel came out, it came out on stage and they started playing a little here, playing a little there. It's 2-player this time because 2. And they went through probably later in the game puzzles and stuff, and they said, hey, guess what? It's out now. Woohoo! I don't think it's out for PS4 though because Sony is in a bad place right now. They also allegedly. They talked about
more on that later.
NBA Live 2019, Madden 19. Hey, there's your football.
By the way, props to Joel Embiid for getting on the cover in NBA Live 19.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I trust the process.
Does NBA have the same curse as Madden?
No, I don't think so. Not necessarily, no.
Ooh, they announced Command & Conquer Rivals.
Which was the weirdest thing to be announced.
For all you Command & Conquer fans.
On stage. It was so odd.
Yeah.
It was just... I don't want to call it cringe, because the game actually looked interesting, but the shoutcasting and the 2 players on stage were just like, okay, this is a game. This is interesting, sure.
So wait, 2018, someone made an RTS game.
Oh my god, an RTS game, yeah.
Wow, that's a throwback. I'm surprised they didn't make it a MOBA.
I mean, it's a mobile RTS game. It's like Clash of Clans.
Yeah, kind of that.
With
a
Command & Conquer skin. I mean,
it actually. I might play it when it comes out. I don't know how much I will pay for it. Hopefully it's a freemium game, so I can at least try it out.
Still, that's an interesting decision to make an RTS game in 2018. Because it's really a dying genre.
Well, it's a dying
Creative
genre.
Assembly's still going strong with.
I kind of agree with Tony. It's a dying genre, but it'd be good for. It is a good genre for tablets and for mobile gaming, I think. It's easy. Click here, click there, and do your thing. And probably good 5-10 minute games at best. I think it could have a resurgence if people go for RTS on mobile. I don't want it to be strictly on mobile because I love my StarCraft on PC, but it could be a good thing for mobile.
Apropos of nothing, hopefully Blizzard releases a tablet version of StarCraft. I want to see it. I want to see what they would do with it.
A what?
A mobile version of
StarCraft.
Because they released the StarCraft remaster for free, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Is it still completely free? I thought it was free for like a limited time. It might be still completely free.
Something to check into.
No, I don't think it was a remaster. They released the old game for free, and then they're putting out the remaster, which I think is $20.
Okay, so citation needed.
Yeah.
Side note. Any thoughts on people complaining about the realism of Battlefront 5?
Get over yourselves.
That's war.
Who cares? Yes, there were probably women in World War II. No, you probably didn't know much about them. Who cares?
Fighting on the front line in the Eastern Front, and then like the French Resistance and that kind of thing. I mean,
Mark, our history buff.
I'd be curious to know if they depict chemical attacks, because mustard gas is used a lot.
Well, they have that in.
I was gonna say in World War One. Yeah,
they do that. Yeah.
Oh, this is World War II.
Yeah, this is World War II.
Battlefield 5's World War II. Yeah.
What was Battlefield 1?
Yeah,
was
Battlefield 1.
World
Yeah,
War
my
One.
mistake.
World War
For some reason, I thought I was still
Yeah,
hung up
chemical
on
weapons were more of a World War One thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, this looks like
by World War II, they just worked it into their.
I'm not big on shooters. I'm not big on any of the shooters, honestly. But this does look like one of the shooters that I might actually consider playing.
So far I'm kind of interested. Didn't they announce no season pass either?
Yep, because it's
kind of
it's EA. They had to reel that back in. We're not going to make you pay for too much.
I will believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I'm with Tony.
Because let's face it, EA brought upon themselves the distrust they manifested in gamers,
which they brought up in the Battlefield 2 part of this conference, where they talked about, hey, we screwed up, and it's like, yeah, you did. You screwed up big time.
Oh no shit. I mean, after all, they did a good thing by. I don't think they had a season pass for Battlefront 2.
I think they had it and they pulled it.
Or free DLC or whatever it was.
That may have been one of the things that they pulled. I don't remember because I don't play Battlefront.
Yeah, at any rate, it just how is Battlefield 5 going to differentiate itself from Call of Duty in this situation?
I don't think they had much on what they were going to do.
I think they're doing. I think they're doing a lot of what they did in Battlefield 1. I know they're doing the, like the mini campaigns that focus on like different soldiers' stories.
Right.
So that's one thing is they'll have a single player. Because Call of Duty
won't have a single player. Right.
Is Call of Duty gonna have? I thought it was gonna have a battle royale mode. Yeah, getting a little off.
Get a little ahead of yourself, but yeah, they are. Yeah, they definitely are.
Okay, I thought so.
So yeah, they for Battlefield 5 they announced the battle royale. Haha.
Oh wait, Battlefield 5 is battle royale as well.
Yep, they gave some battle royale hints at the end of their presentation here. They gave
it's
some
pretty much
because everybody you have to do it now, right?
You have to just take it as a given, considering PUBG and Fortnite.
How long do you think that dies out? Do you think the Fortnite and PUBG train will die out?
I don't think it's going to die out completely.
No,
I just don't think it's going to be. It's sort of like the survival like the survival construction genre, and then the hero shooter genre. They all had their years, and maybe this one will be more than just their year. But you notice that none of those genres have gone away completely. They're just not like every game being that.
Well, I feel like the hero shooter genre, the hero shooter genre, it blew up, and then all you had left was Overwatch, because there were a bunch of games, and then Overwatch just kept reigning supreme.
Yeah.
And what I honestly thought was going to happen with PUBG was it was going to, a bunch of clones here, clones there, and Fortnite being the assholes they are, which isn't really assholery. I just didn't like how they took from what they did and made it.
Honestly, at this point, as much as I preferred PUBG as a game, they're assholes. Everything they've done, has been an asshole move.
Hey, we're gonna see you.
So yeah.
Also, we're gonna take from you too.
Also, now they're doing a little.
They're doing the battle pass type
battle
thing.
pass thing. It's like their game's not free. Like Fortnite can get away with it. The game's
what was it?
free.
$30-$40 for PUBG. I never remember how much I spent
in early access.
$40 and early access because it's still not a fully released game, is it?
Or was it 30? It might have been 30.
I think it was 30. And it's not a fully released game, and at the time,
it is now supposedly.
At the time you bought PUBG, it was one map and the same glitchy bugs, bullshit, and no clambering and vaulting.
Now there's just new maps and new bugs.
At least in Fortnite,
the state of the game's a little better, but
Fortnite works well. I'm not a big Fortnite fan, but it works well.
Yeah, and to their credit, it's not like they just directly cloned it. They added in like the building aspect,
but it took from what they had with the building aspect.
Oh, right, because that was part of the. I never played the OG Fortnite.
The Save the World.
It was like a survival.
It was like a horde
building.
mode survival type thing, where you had to build your own base. It was a what do we call it? Tower defense type thing, basically.
They made a good decision switching to what they did.
Absolutely, because it was dying. It was no one cared about Fortnite for a long time. So anyway, we can skip to all the stuff that I already talked about, but let's skip straight ahead to the only good thing about this conference, and that was Anthem.
Was that good?
I mean, they showed you a little bit. They actually gave you some gameplay here, and not completely scripted banter bullshit, which I completely, absolutely loathe.
Right,
in
like this
E3.
is obviously real gameplay.
Yeah, they had. Well, it was actually playable at E3. Not that we were there, but they had an actual playable demo, and they showed on stage the. I'm going to call it a strike for Tony and I, who are Destiny players. Mm-hmm. They showed a quick strike that you go through with 4 total members in your party, and they talked about customization for your armors. They said that it's all single character. So unlike in Destiny where you could have 3 separate characters for 3 separate classes if you wanted, this is one character and you choose the mech you want to go into battle with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there's not classes.
There are classes, but you get to choose your class
each
so
it's situational.
Exactly.
Right. You're not locked in.
Right. It's like, okay, I'm going to go on this mission. All right, which class do I want to go for this mission for my character? That's the thing you want to do. But it looked awesome. They showed three of them mechs. I keep calling them mechs. The javelins, I think they call them. And this game looks fun. Because it's EA, I'm still skeptical, but I am very, very much looking forward to this.
Well, it's BioWare specifically. Who right now are a little on. I mean, they're a little bit on thin ice after Andromeda.
Because of Andromeda. They need to kind of get back on the right foot.
And so to speak. I mean, BioWare's a studio that I care about. So I want this game to succeed. It's not really. At the moment, it hasn't, gotten my interest really. And I've watched some stuff on the gameplay myself. I didn't watch the conference live, but yeah, I mean, I hope, for their sake, because I don't know, 2 failures in a row, that's not good, even for a studio with their pedigree. They
said there will be conversation trees, I think, like all the BioWare games, but I don't think there's any romancing, which kind of blew up the audience. Like, oh my god, I want to fuck somebody. I'm like, all right, just calm down. We get it.
Well, for starters, Anthem isn't like
their other
Mass
stuff.
Effect, so it would be unreasonable to kind of expect that sort of thing.
Agreed. Yeah.
This is more akin to Destiny anyway.
I just hope.
Though I would say Division too, because
I say it's much more like the Division than it was Destiny.
Yeah, because of the perspective as well.
I just hope, because my big things about RPGs, and this looks like it will be an RPG, my big things about RPGs are when you get strong, will you actually feel strong? And if I get so strong and I go back into an early area and I start shooting at enemies better start dropping like flies because I'm so strong. And I also want to go into areas that constantly get harder, because even though I'm strong, I want to get stronger.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that happens. That's the big thing that I really hope with this game. It needs to hit that balance of RPG and shooter, because it's going to be mostly a shooter.
Let me see.
What you
Hunter, Titan. So Ranger, Colossus, Interceptor, and Storm are the 4.
Those are the 4 classes that they talked about.
For Javelin?
The javelins, yes.
It's because it is like Iron Man. It's basically going into a suit.
Yeah, it's Iron Man Simulator. Iron Man Simulator 2019.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Is that when it's going to come out? Yeah.
Well, considering that Infinity War Part 2 is going to come out sometime within the next year or two, it's still topical. It would make sense.
Infinity War is it mid next year?
I don't know.
They haven't even announced it, I don't think.
I thought, I think it's around the same time next year as Part 1 came out this year.
We'll see. There's big hopes. I have big hopes for this, and I really, really hope they learn from Destiny, who keeps making the same exact mistakes, and I hope they learn from all the other RPG things that they need to do. Because if this is going to be as big as it needs to be, they need to focus, and they need to go hard on
Giggity.
What are Destiny's biggest problems that Anthem needs to not make?
Destiny has never released a game that has been a full game. They have in year one of Destiny, in Destiny 1, their game was partially complete. The full game could be done in about an hour about 3 or 4 hours if you're really good.
Really?
And it left things unanswered. Left tons of things unanswered. And then they released from a story perspective and from a gameplay perspective, because there were you were locked out of classes for basically a whole year. Mm-hmm. You were locked out of much of the what I would call what would have been Destiny 1's full game content. You were locked out of for about a half a year. So they released 3 DLCs that would have made it a full game. So Destiny came out $60. They released They released a DLC which was $30, $35, something like that, mm-hmm. which was The Dark Below.
And then House of Wolves.
Then they released House of Wolves, which is another $35. Then they released
Taken King.
Thank you, Taken King. Thank you for being my fact checker. Mm-hmm. Then they released Taken King, which was another $30. That's $90 in DLCs for a game that should have been $60 with all that stuff.
Yeah. With that said, despite all the grief, like Bungie does deserve, they really did fix a lot of the problems that the base Destiny game had with the Taken King.
Destiny 1 was a fantastic game with all that stuff.
And then Rise of Iron, I thought, was underrated as well.
It was okay. It wasn't bad.
I mean, knowing Bungie's past, I get the sense it doesn't have so much to do with Bungie's skills as a developer and more Activision's practices as a publisher.
Probably.
Because I'm sure those decisions of releasing this DLC and this DLC and this DLC and releasing the game when it released and all that stuff are publishing decisions.
But the bigger problem with that was when they released Destiny 2, and we thought, hey, they're gonna fix all these problems, and they're not gonna do the same things that they did wrong in Destiny. Well, they did. They 100% did. They released a game that wasn't finished. They released a game that was more finished than Destiny 1 vanilla was, where you had a lot of story and a lot of things to do, mm-hmm. but there were still story things that were unanswered, and a raid that wasn't out yet, and then they finally released a DLC that gave you a raid, and they released another DLC that gave you an extra part of a raid that's the same raid, and it just more problems after more problems after more problems, and then they held back on things that they did in Destiny 1 that were better that they did, and they just said, well, we're gonna no random weapon rolls or armor rolls or anything, and you're only a certain amount of exotics and so on and so forth, and the obvious biggest problem of locking content out for Sony players than mm-hmm. Xbox players and PC players at the time too. Mm-hmm. And it's just all those problems that they just continue to make. And I've given up on Destiny because of this, and I will not go back. The DLC that they've hinted at, that they showed, did give me a little bit of the itch, like, oh, maybe I should.
Forsaken?
The Forsaken, yeah. It gave me that feeling like it looks good, and maybe they fixed some of the problems, but it's like they're just gonna fuck up again. I don't trust them. I don't trust them. If they release a Destiny 3, there's nothing to trust.
Once bitten, twice shy.
Yeah.
It's just it really is a shame that they just didn't release Destiny 2 in a safe state and didn't really seem to learn from the mistakes. Yeah, they do learn from their mistakes, but I guess I know I personally took, not offense, that's too strong of a word, but I was more like taken aback that they repeated those same mistakes in Destiny 2. And it's like, I know you're better than this. It's like, there was, say, higher expectations on Destiny 2 considering, learning from Destiny 1, and for some reason it just, that was the most frustrating part of it. And
it sucks because what I consider the best of Destiny is that they are by far the best shooting that you will get in a game. Like their first person shooter is the best out of all the shooters out.
Having played the little bit I did, it felt good. Like, it felt good.
Tippity toppers. Yeah, this everything is spot on. The guns feel good. The sound effects are perfect, and even the guns that are not so good are still like, oh, that's still awesome. It's still cool. It's still fun. But then they don't give you enough, and then they have these problems. They have other problems. It's just so many things.
Yeah.
But enough about that. Enough about Destiny.
Anthem. So Anthem just basically has to learn from the mistake. Basically, not make the mistakes that Destiny made.
Which largely sound like they're all the issues that EA has been basically dealing with, the fallout of this year, that they're saying they're not going to keep doing. Right? I mean, that's the sense I'm getting. It's
Absolutely.
The season pass heavy, incomplete game at launch type of thing, which I think they're trying to at least giving lip service to, saying that they're not going to keep doing. Because I will just say, like, all the shit EA's getting for their practices are all practices that Activision is well known for as well, and have really made no, efforts to move away from.
So it's more of an Activision problem. Maybe we should just
now,
move away from
if
Activision.
EA's not going to keep doing it, then now it's an Activision problem.
So next conference in E3, we go to Microsoft, and Microsoft, I thought, had probably the best conference of E3, showing the most games and showing that they learned more. I think they learned from their past few years, although they still don't have tons of exclusives. But they did
announced a lot of studio.
They bought a lot of studios. Well,
always with the jet black. Always with the jet black.
I like the jet black. It's just a nice finish.
One of those studios being
it's very
Ninja
modern
Theory,
though.
right?
And what's that? I'm saying again?
One of those studios being Ninja Theory.
Yeah, Ninja. Right? They bought Ninja Theory, which I think
that's probably a pretty big deal. I think
Let me see. Oops. Don't want to do that.
Now, speaking of which, is Halo Infinite Halo 6, or is it actually...
No, it won't be Halo 6.
What is it?
Yeah, they didn't really go into what it actually was, but it won't be Halo 6.
What do you expect it to be?
I expect it to... You're gonna laugh. I expect it to be a
Battle Royale.
Thank you. That Battle Royale. I expect it to be
an infinite number of players.
That'd be fun. What, that actually would make a lot of sense. But that would be pushing the Xbox, even the Xbox One X, to its limits.
It'll maybe have 200 players.
It's one server.
One server. One server. Everybody jumps on,
and then everyone just gets basically latency fucked out of the server.
Good God. Okay, well,
that's fun.
I'm going to run down the games that they announced, and then we can talk about them. So let's start. Did you break it? You broke it.
This doesn't have a lock screen. Good.
No, I don't. All right, so starting from the top, and these are in order as far as I typed them out as fast as I could. They announced and talked about Halo Infinite, Ori and the Will o' the Wisp, Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, which looks amazing.
From software, right?
From software.
Yep, that does look really cool.
Fallout 76,
published by Activision.
Yes.
Sekiro.
Yes.
Just wanted to point that out.
Thanks for dashing my dreams.
Sorry.
You have to kill me, don't you?
I had to temper the excitement a little bit.
Fallout 76, which was announced earlier. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, which was announced a lot at this E3, and
yeah. Has anyone played Life is Strange?
I played a little bit of Life is Strange episode 1. I haven't played a lot of it. It's an interesting game.
Are you talking about like the original Life is Strange or the Before the Storm?
I haven't played Before Storm. I played the original.
So basically just wanted clarity there.
Yeah. They talked a little bit about Crackdown 3, which was
featuring
funny.
Terry Crews.
Which is interesting considering they already delayed it. They're just talking about their delay. Hey, Crackdown 3 is still not coming out
Can't wait to hear them talk about it next year.
Definitely are. Nier Automata, which is coming to the Xbox, which I believe is now out for the Xbox. I think.
Oh yeah,
I think
it was 26th. I think
they showed.
I wanted to play that real bad.
Yeah,
I still haven't played. I still haven't played Nier Automata, and I have had it for a while.
Oh, you own it? Ooh, I didn't know you owned it.
Oh, I did. I do. Actually.
I do.
I do.
I did. I do. I do. I do.
I do.
I did. I do. Okay. Going on. They showed a little bit more of Metro Exodus, Kingdom Hearts 3, which just wets everybody's pants. Sea of Thieves. And Mark, Sea of Thieves. Talk anything?
I played a little and I didn't play it again, so that's about as much as
underwhelming.
Maybe if they have new stuff, it might be worth coming back to. I mean, if you have Game Pass, which honestly, Game Pass is a really great deal.
Seems to be worth it.
It's worth a try, but I mean, yeah, you get what you pay for,
and this is why I don't play the Xbox anymore.
Yeah, Sea of Thieves was they're one of 2 big exclusives this year, alongside State of Decay 2, which launched in a State of Decay, I think.
Oh, shots fired!
By the way, I hope Rare doesn't go the way of the dinosaur because of Sea of Thieves. I really hope not.
They can do better. Maybe they'll fix it. They can do better. Battlefield 5, which was the same thing shown in the previous conference. Forza Horizon 4. They talked about the Xbox initiative. They acquired Undead Labs, Playground Games, Ninja Theory, and Compulsion Games, which was the studio behind We Happy Few, which still isn't out.
Yeah.
They showed a little bit of We Happy Few, which really wasn't much to be shown.
That's weird, considering how long We Happy Few has been on the dev block.
What, like 6 years?
Really?
I think so.
I don't know. All I remember is there was a lot of hype, and then it came out in early access, and people weren't too happy.
The game that they showed last year was
They played it up like a story-driven type of thing, and then it just turned out...
story-driven BioShock.
Yeah. Right. But then it turned out to just be kind of like a procedurally generated type deal.
That's what they said, but it doesn't look that way.
But now it's not. I think, I don't know. It's like they released it with different gameplay just to make it worth your while to have it in early access, but I think that just left people with a bad taste in their mouth.
It was released as early access in 2016 and intended to be released this August.
Is it former developers that worked on BioShock?
I don't know. That's something somebody else has to look up.
We'll leave an annotation in the...
Boop. They gave a little bit about PUBG, Tales of Vesperia, the definitive edition, The Division 2, which looks interesting. Talked more about Xbox Game Pass, which will include... Go ahead, speaking of.
What exactly is Game Pass? Because I've just been so out of the Xbox loop for so long.
Mark?
It's a monthly subscription which features games. A lot of them are Xbox 360 backwards compatible. Also now, original Xbox backwards compatible games. But also some Xbox One games. And for your monthly fee, you can download and play them.
And what is it, $10 a month? Is it 10, 15?
10.
10?
10, right? 10.
So that's actually nothing new. That just... for all the crap I'm giving Microsoft, they do backwards compatibility the best, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Because Sony doesn't. All right, here's a very long list of bullshit. Give me a second.
Sable looks cool.
Let me run through this. Don't interrupt me because this is gonna be a window.
It's Vermintide 2, right? Oh, sorry.
Outer Wilds, After Party, Kingdom Crowns, Warhammer Vermintide, Fringe Wards. I hate you so much. Below, Conqueror's Blade, Waking, Raji, Super Meat Boy Forever, Planet Alpha, Islands of Nine, Sable, Harold Halibut, Bomber Crew, Children of Moria, The Wind Road, Wargrove, Generation Zero, Dead Cells, Ashen, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Oh, that was the Shadow of the Tomb Raider is an actual game. Oh, I'm sorry.
Subtle shot.
Didn't really mean that. I'm sorry.
These were indies, right?
Basically, most of these games are indies. Yes.
Wargroove looks cool. I think it's coming out on the Switch as well. I don't think it's out yet.
Not so, but yeah, I think you're right.
I'll just pull out the ones that look cool. Wargroove and Sable.
For the record, Mike said that just for the halibut.
Tony will no longer be on the podcast, as puns are no longer allowed on the podcast.
Don't tell me you didn't think it. You did.
hate you. Yes, I did.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. They showed some gameplay. I think, they showed some gameplay. It looked very dark, as Tomb Raider has been the last few years.
I still haven't finished Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I haven't played any of them. I own all of them.
Yeah,
I haven't
same.
played any
I haven't
of them.
played them.
Yeah, I beat the rebooted Tomb Raider. It's just actually that's probably the sole reason for me to want to keep playing Xbox is
and
Rise
she
of the
got
Tomb
her
Raider.
ass beat in those games, and she keeps getting like mauled and broken. I feel bad for Laura, that rich spoiled brat.
Honestly, that's a good thing because after all, humanization. It's more humanization of Lara Croft in general.
Don't they do the thing too where like if you die, it like shows a graphic, kind of like Dead Space did? Like shows you getting graphically.
Yeah, when they show her get hurt. Yeah, there are a lot of that in the original, the new rebooted original Shadow of Tomb Raider. Session, which everyone thought was going to be Skate 4. It wasn't Skate 4. It was just a new skateboard game. Which, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2000s called. They want their game back.
I mean, hey, if they can make a good one, I'll get it.
Honestly, there are still people that hold Skate 3 in cult status because of how crazy it was.
Here's Sekiro,
which I agree looks so cool, and I need to get good because like I don't know.
Mark, after finally getting good,
I'm like dying to experience these games, and I'm just like I can't get past that barrier of entry.
There is a hump. Tony introduced me to this hump, and that's why I hate you, Tony. There is a hump that you have to get over in these games, and I would say you have to play Dark Souls 3 and or Bloodborne in order to understand this hump. Because
not the first Dark Souls?
I wouldn't say the first Dark Souls because there's a hard barrier to entry.
The learning curve in Dark Souls 1 is higher.
Because as I understand
steep.
it, a large part of that is just the way the world kind of wraps in around itself.
Yes, and all of them actually. That's just how the From Software games really work.
Yeah,
but there will be this epiphany. I would say just keep bashing your head against Dark Souls 3.
Game.
Yeah, this looks really cool. It looks like they're going to incorporate like stealth elements and stuff.
Yeah, which isn't in Dark.
I saw some more like detailed, stuff about what they're doing. This looks really cool. Apparently, they're going to make it harder than Dark Souls. So.
I mean, that's fun and all.
Bring it on.
I love the.
Speaking as the person who only beat every single Souls game and Bloodborne
as well, which I can't. Oh,
I think we're seeing a rebirth of the samurai genre.
Yes,
which I'm happy about.
It's a big deal. It's one of the reasons I know a lot of people. I brought up Onimusha not too long ago, and how I've been wanting to see something of that ilk come back, and it looks like this is going to be it.
Oh, it looks so beautiful. So, Mark, I would say keep bashing your head against Dark Souls 3, and try out different things. Don't stick to a certain pattern. Just keep trying different things. You're gonna die. I mean, that's just From Software in a nutshell. You are going to die. But as long as you keep trying things, you'll figure it out. And everyone who says, "Oh, Dark Souls this, Dark Souls that," I'm not saying you need to get good. There are logically times where the game just sucks. But each of these games are so good.
Tony's just taking in the trailer right now.
I
saw him react to the thing right at the end.
Yeah, each of the From Software games, but most definitely Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne are just like, oh, I get it. This is what I have to do to get good.
Should I get a PS4?
I would wait on that.
All right.
I would wait.
By the way, he probably won't listen to this, but shout out to H Bomber guy for the video that I sent over to Mike because that helped you understand like why it's basically titled "Why Bloodborne is Genius," and he goes on to elaborate a lot of what he thought Miyazaki's mindset was in developing Bloodborne versus the Dark Souls series.
I'll send you the video because that did change my mind on Dark Souls.
I've watched some videos. I may have seen that one actually. I've watched some videos, that get into similar types of things, and that's what kind of made me like, I need to just get over it.
And I do believe
that I'm going to die a lot.
The biggest problem of From Software games is,
hey, it's Todd Howard.
They may yell at me, and we'll get to Todd Howard in a minute. They may yell at me, but it's the community.
Just works.
The community.
The worst of the community.
The community are assholes because they keep saying, get good. Just get good. You guys just scrubs. Why can't you just get good at the game? They suck. If you get to those people who are like, look, there are some things you need to do. Those are who you need to talk to. Those are kind
of like the Celeste approach.
Yeah.
Where it kind of encourages you.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Which, yeah.
We have Todd Howard on stage, who became my favorite person in gaming after watching this year's E3 because he's just cool. He's just a cool dude. It's awesome. I want to hang out with Todd Howard. Anybody else want to hang out with Todd Howard? He's been
awesome. Watch older interviews with him. He's a funny guy.
Todd Howard's a great dude.
Now, apparently, Fallout 76 is going to be massive.
4 times
they say it's
bigger
gonna be bigger.
than Fallout 4. But Fallout 4 is pretty small.
Which is
Truth.
Yes.
It actually is comparatively small.
Even smaller than compared to like Skyrim. So it's going to be a big map for sure. I mean, but not, that's not as big as it sounds.
Okay.
So does this mean it's multiplayer from what I understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So does this mean like is it going along the lines of like DayZ or?
So there's base building, which everyone hates, and
what?
they're saying
base building's awesome. That was a great part of Fallout 4. That was the best part of Fallout 4, and everyone did not hate it.
Everything I read, people said, "Oh my god, the base building was awful. It was terrible."
No, the problem was the dialogue system.
And not to mention the constant being belabored by the faction.
Radiant Quest system.
I'm listening to the wrong people then, because all I've heard is this base building sucks.
Base building was one of the most unique things of Fallout 4. Yeah. It's actually one of the things that stood out.
I'm going to link to everybody who said that base building sucked. Kind of funny. Achievement Hunter. Everybody who said base building sucks.
They don't know what they're talking about. Sorry. I'm just kidding.
Agree to disagree.
About that single topic.
Agree to disagree, It's one of those things where I thought it was very charming, and not to mention...
Agree to disagree. Agreed. Sure.
Yeah, just
I agree to disagree.
What I think that they may have had a bigger problem was because a lot of the people that I mentioned had a problem with it because of achievements and late game things. And I'm thinking you guys probably played the game and like, this is fun, this is cool, and this is what I actually want. Whereas later in the game, it probably gets very tedious and very annoying. Yes. And very
I'm not a completionist.
Exactly.
I never completed the game, partially because the story just wasn't there for the rewards for exploration. And again, I hate the Radiant Quest system, and that game essentially turns into all that.
Sure, but you wouldn't call it a bad game, would you? And you would say you liked the...
I mean, I played 50 hours of it, which, compared to the other Fallouts is not a lot, but 50 hours is still 50 hours. Sure. So, that's a lot. That's a lot of money's worth. I felt like I got my money's worth.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I could still come back to it.
Okay.
I haven't, but...
I could.
I actually haven't touched any of Fallout 4's DLC, so technically I still could go back to the game.
I mean, hell, New Vegas was a game that I came back 2 years later and found, new enjoyment out of, and ended up playing for another, 120 hours, just due to the... partially due to the DLC alone.
Before people say... No, Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 3. First off, don't get into that flame war, okay?
No.
Because that will spark...
You just started the flame war. What's wrong with you?
People were going to bring it up anyway in conversation. So, just basically preemptive.
Topic, yeah.
Hot topic. Let's finish the list. All right, so they also announced Black Desert, an MMO. Devil May Cry 5, which was a shocker.
Black Desert's already a thing. Were they just announcing it? Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay.
Pretty sure it's on PC.
So Devil May Cry 5 is canon.
Came out of nowhere. It's canon. I think every game is canon except for the DMC reboot.
Well,
which is sort of canon.
By virtue, it isn't, because after all, it was a reimagining of Dante.
Yeah.
So it reimagined. I think it just reimagined the original Devil May Cry in the first place. So
it's a better game than people give it credit for.
That game is made by Ninja Theory.
Yes.
I liked it. Continuing on, they gave you some DLC. They're giving you DLC for Cuphead coming 2019. Tunic, which is a Zelda type game.
You guys played Cuphead?
I
have not.
I'm going to buy it because I love.
It's on sale on Steam right now.
Ooh, more things to add to my Steam library. Jump Force, which is an anime fighting game. Holy crap! It looked beautiful and it was playable and it looked as fun as it looked in the trailer, even though it has that lock-on system from all those other 3D fighting games, which I hate. But it could be good. Who knows?
What is it like? More like Dragon Ball Xenoverse or something?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much that exact fighting style.
Why do you hate that?
Because it doesn't
How would you
feel
do it?
nice. How would I do it? I would keep it 2D. I would make it look gorgeous and keep it 2D. 2D fighters are really some of the best. Or put it in more of
2.5D.
Not 2.5D. Like how they do in Street Fighter, the newer Street Fighters and Tekken games, where it's you move around an arena that way.
It's like Virtua Fighter.
Yeah, instead of you have to look at your
opponent. You
opponent.
kind of circle around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that's the way.
But you're still in like I get you.
A closed space that can be destroyed should be. Yeah. Dying Light 2, Tony. I think you played a little bit of Dying Light 1 and liked it.
Yes, I actually haven't played any of Dying Light of the following DLC, and I know I've heard a lot of good things about that. But I certainly like Dying Light better than Dead Island. That's for sure.
Oh God, Dead Island. People love that game. I don't like that game at all. Battletoads, which is actually going to come out. They said they're actually making a Battletoads game, people.
What do you... I know they really announced, like, no details. What do you expect it to be?
For the Battletoads?
Like a 2D platform?
I expect it to be a lot like the TMNT game that they released not too long ago. Let me see if I can find Battletoads here. I'm not going to find it. Hey, look, Devil May Cry. Hey, look, Cuphead.
By the way, is Johnny Young Bosch going to...
Yes, he was in a video, yeah.
He was the voice of Nero in Devil May Cry 4.
That's Jump Force. I can leave that on.
And by the way, it took a long time for them to make Devil May Cry 5, especially considering I believe Devil May Cry 4 came out like sometime when the PS3 was first starting out. So it's been a while since they've had a true
definitely
sequel.
old, yeah.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 4 was on Xbox 360, so yeah, PS3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was late in the 360's life, though, I think. Just Cause 4, which is... Just Cause is just a super fun game. Everybody should play Just Cause. Just blow shit up.
Wait, is it called Jump Force? Because, like, Shonen Jump?
Shonen Jump, yep. And nobody got that. No one understood that except for people who
just figured that out.
And read anime. Just...
The context clues, people. Come on.
It's like, oh my god, why do they call it a Jump Force? Everybody jumps.
Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z.
Just wait for the end. Wait for the end. We got Luffy. We got Goku. We had Naruto. And Sasuke is in the game. I think there are a lot of characters in the game. Luffy's Gear 4, which looks gorgeous. There's Frieza. Naruto going straight QB. Goku kicking Frieza's ass like usual. Big attacks. Look gorgeous.
I mean, this is a good idea.
It's an amazing idea. I don't know why they haven't done it earlier. I think there was something similar to this announced last year or 2 years ago, something like that. That was the funny part. Anybody here read Death Note or watch Death Note?
Yeah, that's Ryuk, I believe.
That was interesting. I don't know why. I believe it's going to be story content only because I don't know how a person who can see your death and just write your name down and kill you can be fun in a fighting game, but who knows? We went from Just Cause 4 to Gears Pop, which was a complete 180. No one understood. Like they said, oh, we have a new game for you from one of our prized companies, and they showed Gears Pop, and everyone's like, that's the Gears you're going to release.
Interesting what they
and
did,
then they gave you a complete turn and said Gears Tactics. So they really didn't. They really weren't paying attention to you. And then they said Gears 5, and then everybody lit up.
Yeah.
Gears 5 looked pretty good. I didn't play much of Gears 4. I played all the other Gears. I beat only Gears 1, but
oof.
Yeah,
brutal.
Straight brutal. This is we're looking at Dying Light 2.
Yeah, I was a big fan of the first 3 Gears. Gears 4 I didn't play as much, but
Gears is a good franchise. People don't give it enough credit.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they finished up the show, and they kind of tried to trick everybody. They're ending the show, and oh my god, there's glitches. There's Cyberpunk 2077.
Yep.
And it was actually
Project Red
playable at E3. So they're further along than everyone thought, maybe?
Probably still not finished, though.
Absolutely not. My guess is that game's coming out 2020.
I saw. It's a first-person
First person?
RPG,
Yeah, it's first-person RPG. From the trailer that they showed, it gave me a lot of GTA feel, which is weird because I don't think that CD Projekt Red does games like that, but...
Did you notice how... Did it feel weird to you that I think all the footage they showed was like set in the daytime?
Yeah.
They did that on purpose, apparently.
Because they said there's a day-night cycle.
Yeah, because they knew. So we all know the cyberpunk setting works at night. You know, we've all seen Blade Runner and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But they set the footage during the day just to, you know, show you, hey, you know, this our vision works. This is our, you know, like, like it's not like, you know, it just works at night.
So any standouts from the Microsoft conference, which I still think won E3? Well, as we all go through our lists.
We've kind of been touching on it as we go.
Yeah, probably, I would say the Gears games for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe Cyberpunk 2077 because of its late, like, surprise sort of thing.
I'm highly surprised, as everyone was, but I truly think this game isn't coming out anytime soon, so this isn't going to be an Xbox One game. This is going to be the next systems game.
You think?
What? Cyberpunk?
This game isn't coming out this year. Not 2019 either. 2020 at best. I don't think they.
I mean, they didn't announce.
They didn't announce much of a date, but I can't see this game coming out. Maybe the end of 2019.
I would still say, a separate conversation, but for some reason I'm just still skeptical that they're going to release a new console. Because again...
You don't think they will?
Not within the next 2 years, no.
Really?
Because I know 5 years is actually a long time for a console because it's like 2013, I think, was the Xbox One, and 2014 was the PS4.
But the console cycles are getting longer, which is a good thing. I think.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, people need to stop thinking, you know, oh my God, the console's been out for so long. Well, yeah, because they're so powerful that games can work on these consoles just fine.
Yeah, not to mention again, how much more can you cram into a console now? Because with the power curve going with the diminishing returns every generation now.
But that's also why I thought it was a bad idea, even though everyone thinks it's a great idea, that they released the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X, because those are, without saying it, just another jump in console.
Yeah.
I mean,
why is that bad?
Because they should have, in my opinion, they should have waited for that to be their next console instead of, if this is just the more powerful thing that you already have.
I mean, I think it's a way to be able to at least maintain some parity with, you know, what you see on PC.
Well, PC hasn't made any leaps either. Now that I think about it,
yeah, but PCs are also a lot more customizable.
True,
because that's what offsets it. Because after all, the reason why consoles are cheaper in the first place is because they try to get the most power in as little a package as possible.
Right.
And if you try to, if there's any attempt to modify it in any sort of way, it's usually punished. So, there's just, that's always the thing with PC. It's always going to overpower consoles. I think it always is, like, generally speaking. It's just a matter of it's because of its sheer customizability. So I think as long as console makers just think of it, hey, we pretty much know that console players, PC gamers play consoles too. We know. So let's not worry about competing with PCs.
Yeah.
Because that's not really what they are.
Right. But still, I think the goal of, you know, the One X and the Pro is to at least, you know, keep up. To not fall so far behind.
Okay.
If they're going for longer console lifespans.
So neither of you think that there will be a new console in the next 2 years?
I don't think from Microsoft. No, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, what? Both the Xbox One X and PS4 just came out last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was,
either last year or basically a year, like, not even 2 years, more like a year and a half or something of that nature.
Do you think there will be an announcement of a new console in 2 years, though? Hey, we're working on this thing that'll come out soonish.
Well, the reason why I don't think something like that will happen, because after all, no one ever wants to tip their hand when it comes to this sort of thing.
Sure.
Because after all, they keep it under wraps, like it's basically.
Oh, by the way, here's Battletoads.
The keys to Fort Knox or something, and get all the gold from the vault. So they're very paranoid about that sort of thing. So I am, until there's more and more leaks, I think.
Leaks or leaps?
Leaks. Leeks.
Okay.
Oh, Leaks.
Thank you. I was about to correct you.
Yeah, I like leaks. But
leaks.
there needs to be more information. It's like there's not enough smoke there, because usually, granted, I haven't seen the No in quite a while, but usually there's a little bit of
pandering before it actually happens.
No, not pandering. That's not the best word for it. It's more or less
I've lost my will to speak, my ability to speak.
It's more like there are far more rumors that come out when
it's about to happen.
When they're gonna be like released to the public for the first time. Like, for example, there were details of the Switch that came out before the Switch was actually out. So
no one believed, and then they believed, and then they're like, well, this is what it could look like, and it looked nothing like that. All right, let's move on to the next conference, which was Bethesda. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bethesda. Bethesda started off fine, I guess.
By the way, interesting choice in terms of the video.
I was going to say, the opening video that they had, I liked it. I liked it a lot. But when they actually opened the show and had the Andrew WK concert, which sucked balls. It's just like, you started off so well from me, like, oh, I like these, humanizing these people that I had no idea about. I don't know you people, and I'm like, oh, I get it. You guys are actually working. I mean, not that I'm an idiot, but you're working on this game, and you're working on all these things, and you actually have coworkers and feelings and lives. And then Andrew WK comes out.
So it was like party foul, oddly enough.
I mean, the people there, maybe they liked it. I don't know. But man, that was just weird. But Andrew WK was there for Rage 2, which I won't play.
I haven't played the original Rage.
Yeah, I didn't. They didn't announce a hell of a lot, but they announced some big things, like Elder Scrolls Legends.
Basically,
Yay,
it's
a card
Hearthstone,
game.
their version of Hearthstone.
Like everyone wants to stick on these damn card games, and I'm not for it.
They're trying. To be fair, they're trying and see if it sticks. Because after all, if Blizzard's doing something and people are flocking to Hearthstone, and Blizzard does more right than wrong far more often than not, I would copy that too.
Yeah, but Hearthstone's super popular, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or is it dying down now? I don't know. I don't touch card games.
You see, I don't know, because I just don't know enough about the player base other than like Gus, because
Gus played it a lot. We don't know if he still does. Anyway, they
still played it far more than Star Citizen.
You mean the game that'll never come out?
It's basically this next generation of vaporware at this point.
They announced Elder Scrolls Online DLC, the Somerset DLC, Doom Eternal, which is a sequel to Doom.
By the way, is that actually going to be like is that in essence going to be a reimagining of Doom 2 then?
It felt like a direct sequel to the new Doom 1. So I don't know.
Because I actually have been playing the new Doom, in Doom 2016 at the house. There's something really fun about it. It's like
just all the mashing and just killing and all your what do they call the melee kills? I don't remember what they call them.
Glory kills.
Glory kills. Yeah, just I can imagine this is just fun as hell.
By the way, staying on Doom 2016 anyway. I played Doom VFR.
VR?
Yeah. A little bit. It's the change of pace in it compared to, say, Doom is just so drastic. Doom VFR technically is much slower.
What's the F for?
Fucking.
Oh.
You know, like big fucking gun.
You know what? I don't know why I didn't pick that up. I should have picked that one up. That's my fault.
Context clues? Not there.
Context clues. Yeah. Quake Champions. I mean,
does it still play fast?
Yeah. What they showed, it played real fast.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. They're going to add some more DLC to Prey, a new game plus and a survival mode, which both things make me actually want to play the game, kind of, because I didn't play.
You better play Prey. It's a good game. I personally enjoyed the heck out of it. I still haven't finished it, but the reason why I stopped playing it is because, well, oddly, that was just like dissatisfaction with my personal choices of how I configured my character. And
that's rough.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, oh, I don't want to start over again.
Yeah, I think we've all been down that road. Oh man, I made my character this way. This is not gonna work out for the rest of this game.
It's like, what the hell do I do now?
They announced more. They announced Wolfenstein for the Switch, which is coming out. Well, which is out now. They also announced the next iteration of Wolfenstein, which is Wolfenstein Young Blood.
It's interesting they came out with something. They already came out with a third iteration, considering Wolfenstein 2 came out last year.
I thought it was DLC. I
think it's DLC.
Yeah,
because I remember Wolfenstein: The Old Blood was DLC for the new order. For the new Wolfenstein.
Right.
And then, so it would seem to make sense that would be DLC.
Yeah, I think Youngblood is DLC.
I think it's DLC
or an expansion, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, what's the difference? What's the difference between a DLC and expansion?
Well, I guess an expansion can be DLC, but DLCs are not all expansions.
Fair enough.
Like a square is always a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't always a square.
Oh, good lord!
Math nerd alert.
I wrote down Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, and I don't know why. I mean, I know
that's VR, right?
I know they announced it, but I don't know what it is. I didn't write anything else for it.
VR? I think it's a VR.
Okay.
Yeah, Bethesda's still hitting VR. Good on them.
It's because of the id connection.
Id.
Yeah. By the way, Skyrim VR is spectacular.
Yeah.
Once you play it, it's just like, oh man, it's like it is meant for virtual reality. It's like what they did make a Fallout 4 VR version. It's just I believe only PC has it though.
Yeah.
And not PSVR.
They announced, which no one thought was true, a Skyrim on Amazon Echo, and everybody,
it's actually a thing.
It's real. I'm
gonna try it out.
It's real. I think everybody should try it out.
Here comes Andrew WK.
Andrew WK. If you have an Amazon Echo and you like Skyrim in any way, shape, or form, good lord, just boot it up. Do it.
You see, I have an Amazon Echo.
Do it. Do it.
It's just, if anything, it's here's the thing. It's so funny because considering how many versions of Skyrim has had since its initial release, that it's like you're basically people like make jokes and make fun of it, and it's basically they became the joke.
But they keep doing it.
It's like
they keep going.
They basically like, hey, you know what? We've gone this far anyway. Might as well keep going with it.
Todd Howard, who was on stage for, I don't know, ever, who pretty much the rest of the conference, who pretty much blew it out of the water. So he announced a lot of Skyrim things. He talked a lot about Fallout 76. They showed the same trailer, because that's what you have. They gave a lot of information on you can play it solo. Obviously not recommended. You know, you should play in a squad, team. Softcore survival, PvP.
Interesting choice of words there. Is that what he called it?
I think that's what he said. So he called it softcore survival.
Still interesting choice of words. It really is.
I mean, it's Todd Howard. 100% dedicated servers, which I think is funny every single time they mention it because Destiny.
Shots fired.
They're going to have a beta, which they call a break it early test application. God, I love them. It's such a shame I didn't play these.
It's like they went with special and then decided to go the same direction.
It's a shame I never play these games that much because God, they're just so damn good. There will be a special edition with a glow in the dark map, figures, and it will come with a power armor helmet.
Bobbleheads or never happened.
Well, didn't they do bobbleheads for? They released bobbleheads for Fallout 4.
Fallout 3, they had a bobblehead.
No, but I mean, like, didn't they release?
Oh, they sold
the bobbleheads in Fallout 4. Like, there are like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, I think they released
that wouldn't surprise me, but also would kind of devalue it because in Fallout 3, if you found bobbleheads, it actually permanently increased your attributes.
That's what it did in 4.
That would still be weird if they had like thousands of them then, because it just wouldn't make much sense.
Maybe there are like 100 of them.
That's better, but that still wouldn't make sense. And
I feel like there were a lot, but not as many as I'm saying because I'm not a Fallout fan. I'm sorry. Fallout Shelter released on PS4 and Switch, day and date.
By the way, didn't Bethesda just recently sue someone?
Someone took the entire game of Fallout Shelter and made their own game. I don't remember who it was.
Was it Warner Brothers or something?
Was it Warner Brothers? But they took the whole game, right? Yeah. And they just made their own thing. And Bethesda came
reskinned it, basically.
Yeah, basically reskinned it. But here's the thing: so Bethesda came and started to sue them, and it's like, oh, you took our game, blah blah blah. I was like, no, we didn't take your game. Like, you literally used our mole rats. Like, the mole rats are in your game. You took our game, and I think they took it down pretty much immediately.
Yeah, about to say Bethesda sues Warner Brothers for blatant ripoff of Fallout Shelter. Basically suing Westworld game developer Behavior Interactive and publisher Warner Brothers, claiming Behavior stole its designs, artworks, and coding and used them in the mobile app. Oh, wow. They're basically, Warner Brothers has basically come out and said, yeah, that's not true.
Well, good luck
So
with
apparently
that.
there's going to be some sort of...
Well, they're going to lose because that literally is Fallout Shelter. I'll try and put some footage up on the screen because it is Fallout Shelter. They announced Elder Scrolls Blades, which is a mobile game.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
It has the same console graphics, procedural generated dungeons, endless dungeon mode, and arena connected on mobile platforms, which means if you play it on any of the other platforms, you will be playing against everyone else on the other platforms, which is what they did with Fortnite on Switch, except for PS4 because they're jackasses.
Let me guess. This is probably why they might be in trouble because of Sony's still being very stingy about its crossplay.
They did it before. They did it before the Fortnite thing even happened.
Well, yeah, I know that because they've always been sticklers when it comes to crossplay.
Not like what they just did, but we'll get to that later. They announced and talked a wee bit about Starfield. Anybody else here know about Starfield?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Just what they've talked about.
Just what the little that they talked about?
Yeah,
Tell me, answer your birthday. Are you old enough to look at this content?
It's porn, people. No.
I don't think he's old enough.
Porn?
He's not old enough.
I'm the oldest one here.
And they announced in a good move, they announced Elder Scrolls 6. I thought that was brilliant. Even though it's not going to come out anytime soon, I thought that was brilliant.
Just to say that, hey,
Yeah, we haven't forgot about you guys. We're going to make the game. Yes. Don't keep complaining. We're going to make it.
I think it was a good move.
Yeah,
I'm actually very excited for Starfield just because it's something different.
It's still a bit of a tease, though. Because all it was is a teaser trailer of Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah.
Like, where's it going?
Elder Scrolls 6, yeah.
Where's it going to take place? Because
all they showed you was like an overshot of basically concept art.
It's totally a tease, yeah.
Yeah, because again, I'm trying to think of it because I didn't play Morrowind. I believe it's where the homeland of the Dark Elves.
Yeah.
And so Oblivion was the homeland of the Imperial.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is all they showed you.
And Skyrim
was the Nords.
Was the Nords.
And Daggerfall was Hammerfell and High Rock, which is the homes of the Red Guards and the Bretons. So
basically it leaves Khajiit and Argonian, assuming they're going to cover the whole...
High Elves. And the Wood Elves.
And the Wood Elves as well.
Yeah.
So basically...
If they go there, I think they might try and do a single-player all of Tamriel Elder Scrolls for Elder Scrolls 6. And I think that's why they're waiting.
Isn't that what they kind of did with online?
Like you're saying, they're waiting for until next gen. I think that's probably what they're going to do next.
Is that not what Elder Scrolls Online is?
That is not what Elder Scrolls Online is because Elder Scrolls... I'm talking about a single-player Elder Scrolls.
No, but I mean...
They're very different. Elder Scrolls Online, yes, technically is...
That's what I was wondering. Like, is it all
but
of the zones?
I don't think you can access everything. It's not fully open. It's different. It's a playground.
It's a playground. Da, da, da. Let's play.
But that's kind of where I think they're going with Elder Scrolls 6. But I mean, it's way too early to tell. And that teaser, it just shows some mountains. I don't think some people are reading too much into that. Like that could be any landscape anywhere. Like I don't know. Yeah, it's too early to make predictions on that. But
that will not stop anyone from doing that, though.
Yeah, well, the little bit we know about Starfield, which is honestly about as much as we know about Elder Scrolls 6, has me interested solely for the fact that, it's an original franchise. That's pretty cool, and it's gonna be in space.
Space. I'm not going to skip completely the Devolver Digital, but I will leave you with one piece of Devolver Digital because it wasn't really a conference. It was just a hilarity comedy show.
And it really does sound like it was a parody.
What I'm going to try and put
of
on
a
screen
E3 presentation
is pretty much the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters about the whole Devolver Digital, that screen right there. Because they were just making fun of everybody. And they did a good job. Damn, they did good. They announced some games, which the only reason I'm skipping any of this because I don't know if they're real. And I'm not even going to talk about them because I don't know if they're real.
The games?
They announced a lot of games that are actual kind of bullshit and some games that looked kind of bullshit but were real, so I don't know. Oh. Like, they look parody enough that they could be real, but they look real enough that they could be fake.
So basically, he can't distinguish if they're actual games between parodies.
So what
it's basically gone Poe's Law.
What I'm saying is they did a good job because I don't know what the hell's real and what isn't.
Blurred lines.
Blurred lines. There are no nude people here. And I will call this the worst of show, Square Enix.
Where's the sound?
Fucking goddamn Square Enix. What, you want sound? Do you want the sound?
No,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, I do want the sound.
Square Enix was basically an entire lineup of trailers. They didn't have an actual conference. They just showed trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer.
Basically, what's Mike's biggest pet peeve?
Not my biggest.
Dragon Quest XI still coming to the Switch? Because as of right now, they have not really announced a release date for the Switch version. They haven't shown any. Last I heard, they were having trouble. I think they had to do it on a new engine or something.
You see, that
because the 3DS version is not coming to the United States.
No,
it's just going to be PC and PS4.
You see, one of my friends I already know is sorely disappointed by that development.
The no 3DS one.
Yeah. Because he loves Dragon Quest.
Because they were gonna do too, where you could like switch back and forth between the modern graphics and then the retro graphics, which that's a pretty cool, concept.
The dumbest wording that I've ever seen. Thank you, Wikipedia. Let me read it. Quote. An entry in the long-running Dragon Quest video game series, it was released in Japan for Nintendo 3DS and PlayStation 4 in July 2017, and will be released worldwide for PlayStation 4 and Microsoft Windows in September 2018, as well as for the Nintendo Switch sometime beyond 2018. What kind of wording is that? Sometime beyond 2018.
Yeah. And if you look at that, Japan US release for the PC PS4 version, what's that, a whole year apart? What did you say it was in Japan?
July 2017 and September 2018. So
so over a year. And we don't even, there's so far nothing really on a Nintendo Switch version.
Good Lord.
Also the trailer too, by the way. For the Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
So yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider trailer looked beautiful and, hardcore as ever. Tony, you'll like this since you're playing a lot of Final Fantasy XIV. Stormblood, Final Fantasy Online, which is going to be some DLC, which will include a game you probably didn't play a lot of, Final Fantasy XII. The Espers and a lot of enemies from Final Fantasy XII will be in the DLC.
There's a lot of Easter eggs from past Final Fantasies in that game.
Oh, I'm sure.
Like, there's a hub, there's the golden saucers in it. Yeah, really. It's like basically a gambling hub for...
Tony, you've said the words that are going to make me play this game immediately.
There's a lot of musical references to past Final Fantasies. I think even... I'm not kidding, by the way. Kefka is a boss.
Is a boss in the game?
Is a raid boss, I think.
Oh.
And I'm like... Jeez. Because...
If you tell me one of the weapons are in the game...
Yeah, ultimate weapon.
I'm going in. I'm going in hard.
By the way, Laura's arm, if you take a look at this, Laura's arm looked like ridiculously ripped. Like toned.
Well, I mean, all the shit that she's doing, she better be ripped.
Well, not ripped per se, but you could just see how like toned her arm is. Like you could see like the muscle.
Can you climb a tree?
Me?
Like Laura can?
I don't think many people can climb trees like Laura can, really.
And she's ripped. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Stormblood, Final Fantasy Online, The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit again. Dragon Quest 11's Echo 11's? Really?
11's?
Dragon Quest 11 Echoes of an Elusive Age. Babylon's Fall. PS4 and Steam coming out 2019. Nier Automata Become Gods Edition coming to Xbox, which I believe is already out. It comes with all the DLC. Octopath Traveler announced to be coming out by the time this video releases, or it'll be already out. Just Cause 4, as we already knew. The Quiet Man.
What the hell was that?
That was weird, right?
Yeah.
I thought for sure it was gonna. Well, here's the thing. So it looked like Daredevil. It looked like Daredevil on Netflix. If you've seen it or not, doesn't matter. It looked like it was gonna be a TV show. Like, oh, here's this thing that we're gonna make. Okay, so it's. I was looking really close. And I'm like, is this a CG trailer? Hold on, let me cut to it because it was really, really weird. That's Just Cause, which next should be. All right,
there you go.
This I can usually tell CG from not CG, and this is live action. I'll tell you right now, it's live action. When it started coming on, I was like, is this CG? Have they transcended? Is something going on?
I actually, admittedly, I was like, my CG senses went off like with only that person, not with everyone else though.
Okay, yeah.
Because it was just like...
But there will be a jump here where you can absolutely tell that it's CG, when it's absolutely CG, because it doesn't look good, for one.
It doesn't?
I think it started.
Yeah, I think we're in this... Yep, we're in the CG realm. I mean, it looks okay, but once they start showing some faces, yeah, it doesn't look good.
But, like, what is it?
What is it? Just out of nowhere, this... What was that game? I'm hoping you know. There was a brawler game that I believe came out for the PS2 or Xbox, one or the other, and it was one of those old school type brawling games where you were just one character and you just nonstop button
Jet Li game.
No, it wasn't a Jet Li game. Oh, I can't remember.
Dead Rights or
no? I'm not explaining it. No. I'm not explaining it well enough, but it looked like that in a new age. Oh yeah, here's Kingdom Hearts 3.
Get wet,
people. Fuck Kingdom Hearts. If you're wondering why I'm saying fuck Kingdom Hearts, it's not because I'm not a fan, because I do like the Kingdom Hearts series. Tony, why am I mad that Kingdom Hearts 3 is here?
Because that means Final Fantasy VII Remake isn't.
Because Final Fantasy VII was nowhere to be found. What are you doing, Squeenix? Jesus. I mean, I get it. This is the biggest game that they have. Everybody wants this game, but that's their fault because they keep announcing it for the last 7 years. Hey, Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to come out. Eventually. This time they gave you a release date, January 29th, 2019. Great. How about a little bit of information on Final Fantasy VII? Don't tease us with a trailer last year and not say anything this year. Good God, what are they doing?
You know what my bet is? It's not finished.
No, of course it's not finished.
And they probably don't want to tease people with an incomplete product. If that's the case, frankly, I'm okay with it. Because I'd rather them show the full... more of the full product.
Yeah, it's dangerous territory to be,
not even an update though. Like, hey, we're not ready to show you what we're doing or how far along we are in the process.
They're probably not that far along.
Then why show it last year? Why do anything last year?
Because they wanted people to get hyped. That's why.
You're talking about it, aren't you?
My hype has now made me angry about it.
It could be that you're just very impatient about this sort of thing.
I'm not impatient. The game should have came out 7 years ago.
Yeah, but that's a matter of opinion.
I mean, after all, it's not opinion. They showed a tech demo for the PS2. They showed a tech demo for the PS2.
But you know why they did it at the time? It's basically to make...
I'm sorry, PS3, but still.
But you still know why they did it at the time. Because they wanted people to get hyped about the PlayStation 3. Mm-hmm. So it would make a lot of sense to get people hyped about something to bring up those nostalgia vibes.
Square Enix, I hate you. I hate you.
Wasn't there another game? Was there another game they should have shown but didn't?
Should have shown? Not that I recall, unless there's something you wanted there that wasn't. Anything you recall?
Not really. I was just bringing it up because I thought that was the case, but
I don't remember much of what was big.
Keyblade.
This looks beautiful. I mean, Kingdom Hearts looks beautiful. Gameplay still plays like a PS2 game from what I've heard, which, fine, whatever.
I've never played a Kingdom Hearts game.
Fine. Are you?
It's
Disney
coming
fan?
your way, Mika.
Disney's all right.
Are you a Disney fan?
I like Disney.
All right? Yeah. And you don't.
Is that the main appeal?
Essentially, yes.
Disney aspect?
It's basically Disney. It's basically the Disney universe
Cross with Final Fantasy.
With Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially when you consider, again, we're showing our age here. Super Mario RPG. It was Nintendo Universe and Square and SquareSoft before they bought Enix.
Oh, I love that game so much. We are moving on to Ubisoft.
You really need a mouse instead of a touchpad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a heathen.
I hate you all.
All right. What I want
to
see right now is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Want me to skip straight to Beyond Good and Evil 2?
Absolutely.
I will skip
because I don't care about Just Dance. I really don't.
Oops, that's way too far. I'm sorry,
Oh
Tony.
my gosh.
I'm sorry, Tony. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Here, I'll even turn on a sound for this one.
Woohoo!
Everybody dance! Woohoo! Actually, I like that presentation. Because a streamer that I watched, Little Shia, I think is her name.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was dancing on stage or at the party afterwards.
Because Beyond Good and Evil 2 has been years in making. It really has. I think it's been rebuilt from the ground up a couple times, and it looks amazing. It really does. That's on the ring of a planet. It's amazing.
I actually haven't seen this yet, so this is
live reaction from the two people who haven't
first
seen it.
for me.
Yeah, I played the original Beyond Good and Evil, and I really liked it.
Cook, do you hear me?
Paige.
The crew is dead drunk in my sick bay after eating your miraculous space chili.
Well, I have no idea what you mean. Our food is healthy. Invigorating.
Captain to crew. Dead monkey in the crow's nest.
I repeat, monkey down.
El space chili strikes again.
Copy that, Captain. Hey, Paige, bet we could use your space chili to overclock our engines.
Negativo, mi amor. Only you can melt my circuits.
Keep laughing, fools. The key ingredient to good cooking is love.
I know that monkey was in the previous Beyond Good and Evil 2 trailer.
We are dead in the water. I repeat.
Was he in the previous game? No? Yes.
No, he was not.
Come in. What have we got on the scanners?
Jack shit. Nada. Hey, wait. I see something. 3 o'clock starboard. It's massive. Like, get back here, Shani. Hold off!
I mean, it looks pretty.
Lock down the bacon. Give me auxiliary engines. Deploy shields and bring
Now, if I remember, is Beyond Good and Evil 2 supposed to be a prequel?
I don't really know.
I'm gonna take a look at this world. The opportunity is there.
Pay attention. You might get your answer if you watch the trailer.
feel like Mike knows.
I know he's...
Gods protect us.
Whoa.
That was cool.
Oh, yeah. That's Jade.
There you go.
Wait a minute. Come on.
I gave Tony his answer, and he's still looking it up.
Did they give a
Release
sort
date?
of release window?
No, none at all.
Because that's just a CG.
That was a complete CG trailer. It was beautiful, and
yeah, great trailer. Yeah,
I didn't particularly care for Beyond Good and Evil 1.
Second.
That's exactly what I said when I first saw her on stage 2.
Well, it says it's a prequel on the wiki, but it just seems like Paige reacted as if that basically he's seen Jade before. So I'm really curious to know the decision behind that. That's for sure.
Who knows? Because I didn't play the game. Only you did. I watched you play a lot of it, though. As we continue on after that brief intermission of watching a trailer that looked gorgeous, Rainbow Six Siege. I don't really know what they announced. I guess more operators and more maps, because that's what you do with that kind of game. Look, the game's running strong. I wish I were a player in that community, but once you're out for a couple months, people are just way too good.
Well, that game went through a whole renaissance too, because when it came out, it got
lampooned.
But they really turned it around.
I for some reason don't remember that.
It kind of had the for different reasons, but it kind of had the For Honor, opener where it was like, oh,
you're gonna have to play the game for 1,000 hours to get this thing. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, except they handled it far better.
Yeah,
than For Honor did.
Yeah,
because of the time they handled it, For Honor's player base had dwindled significantly.
They announced a shocker of a game, Trials Rising, which will be coming out in February 2019. They showed a little bit more Division 2.
By the way, Jack, you made it because you helped make Trials Rising.
The guy who was on stage looked frighteningly like Jack Patillo. For anybody who doesn't know, Jack Patillo of Achievement Hunter and Rooster Teeth fame.
He's a big Trials fan.
Huge Trials fan. The Trials looks fun. Trials is always fun. It's another, basically, in my opinion, a Just Cause type game where it's just... I mean, it's super difficult. It's like Super Meat Boy type, but it's always fun to play.
Is this gameplay?
It says it's pre-alpha footage.
Yes, pre-alpha footage. I would consider it not actual gameplay, but gameplay that they're considering.
Right. Well, it's not pre-rendered though.
Right, but it's actual gameplay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we're looking at gameplay of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Apparently, who knows? This game
we're trying to multitask here, but failing.
Doing a lot of things at once. Division 2.
I'm getting distracted by the pretty pictures.
Squirrel.
Division 2, they announced 8-player raids, which no one here played Division 2, so enough to know if there were any kind of things like that before. So
wait a minute.
We'll just skip on that.
Is it Division 2?
Yes.
It's not out yet.
No, I said Division.
Okay, because the notes say Division 2 actually.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I don't know what wait, what? What are you doing to me?
No, I'm just checking. I'm double checking you to making sure, because it sounded like you said the Division 2 and not the Division.
What? He did say Division 2.
I'll disagree. Yes. God damn it. Yes.
Edit this out.
Edit it in. They announced and showed Mario vs. Rabbids, which the DLC, which is out now. I'm just about to buy that, and that's the Donkey Kong Adventure.
You have a lot of
DLC.
hours on that. Is that?
I love that game.
Do you recommend it?
It's fun, yeah.
I like XCOM.
Yeah, I was gonna say you like XCOM, so you would definitely like the game. Tony and I played Mario Rabbids the other day, and
Wait, is it multiplayer?
Yeah. Oh my God. Interesting multiplayer, but yeah.
Wow, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Good dude, that Gordon-Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
He's crowdsourcing things for the game. What I put in the notes here?
He's involved with I wonder if he's a fan.
I would imagine he is,
and that's why he's.
Yeah, he has a program called Hit Record where you're crowdsourcing. They're crowdsourcing art, music, videos, whatever, anything that's going to go into the game. And I don't know what exactly they're going to be doing with it, but like how they're going to. I want to say monetize or pay the people who are going to give them stuff. Maybe they will, maybe they won't.
I would hope they do, because after all, art is art. After all, it takes work.
And some could say that having your art in the game as a fan is like that's the prize.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. That gives you name recognition.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's basically free advertising.
Our logo.
Free advertising.
Put our logo in the game. Sure, I'll do it. I'll submit. Where do
Make
we
it more
on?
stylized, though.
I like my logo. Hey,
I mean, just a little bit more panache. I'm not saying rebuild it from the ground up.
I like my logo.
Tear it down and rebuild
Just
it.
redo the whole damn thing. Start from scratch. Skull and Bones. They showed a trailer and they showed gameplay, and God, does it look so much fun. It just... I didn't play Assassin's Creed, was it Black Flag?
Yeah.
I didn't play it. Again, I own it. I haven't played it yet. And from everything that I hear, this is just Assassin's Creed without the Assassin's Creed. It's just all that Black Flag stuff without the Assassin's Creed part of it. And God, it looks so much fun. And if only Sea of Thieves could have hit that fun, right, Mark?
Yeah. If only.
Transference, which was announced, I believe, last year, is a VR game. It looked creepy as hell. It just, it's so unsettling. Just watch the trailer for yourself, and you'll get it. But so unsettling. Starlink Battle for Atlas. A better No Man's Sky, which is what I put in the notes, and probably true.
Not hard.
Yeah, not hard to do. They added Star Fox. No one saw that coming. No one. Literally no one.
Well, actually, I can give you one counterpoint.
Don't tell me you saw it coming. I will hate you for it.
No. I won't say I saw it coming per se. But considering how successful Mario Cross Rabbids was.
But that was a shocker, though.
That was a shocker. But it was also successful. So they're probably hoping that they can catch lightning in a bottle a second time by having more collaboration.
Sure. And I think they're going in hard on Nintendo collaborations. They have some sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Contract with Nintendo that they're just tight, and they're going to be doing things for a while now, I believe.
Oh yeah, it certainly helps because Ubisoft recently there was an attempt to have a hostile takeover.
Really?
Ubisoft fairly recently.
Oh yeah.
And now that's past them, so hopefully that's all taken care of.
They announced. Wow, it's getting late. They announced some DLC for For Honor.
Nobody cares.
It looks cool. I care because, not because I play the game anymore, because I don't, but because that could have been a great game.
And fell short.
Hopefully they can, maybe come back with a For Honor 2 that, does it right. But
does it need a For Honor 2, or do you think they can save this one? Do you think they can add enough in this one that makes you believe it's better? Good enough to play?
I think it's been written off. I think it's too late for this one.
Okay. They announced The Crew 2, which is out now.
Racing game, right?
Yeah, racing game.
Mm-hmm.
It's where you can race in the car, motorcycle. You can fly a plane. You can ride in a motorboat. Why can't I think of the word motorboat?
You can motorboat.
You can motorboat
Star
if you'd
Fox.
like. If you'd like to motorboat, you can motorboat.
No judgment here.
No judgment. And last but not least, they announced Assassin's Creed Odyssey,
which, for all intents and purposes, is basically an RPG now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they basically started that RPG thing in the last Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. This one's going all in. I've not played an Assassin's Creed game in a very long time.
I've been off the Assassin's Creed train.
That might be changing.
Since
3.
Soon.
Yeah, three broke me, and I was done.
I didn't even play 3. Last one I played was Brotherhood.
And Brotherhood's probably the best in the series to this day, in my opinion.
Assassin's Creed 2.
We're running a little low on time, so we're going to skip the PC Game Show because no one cares about the PC Game Show anyway. Even though they did have my favorite host. I can't remember her name right now. It's killing me.
Wow.
Well,
yeah.
it must be memorable.
Really, yeah.
She was very memorable. She was very memorable. Can't remember her name. I thought I wrote it down. I didn't write it down. Shit. Oh well.
So on to Sony.
Sony, who had the weirdest show. Could have been the best show, but it wasn't the best show. Because
I feel like all you need to do to encapsulate that is just play that guy playing the flute thing. And that's pretty much...
For Ghost of Tsukushima?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. There's a lot of outrage, but it was unwarranted.
What's the outrage?
Cultural appropriation.
He's a white man playing a Japanese instrument.
Yeah.
And guess what, people? He's one of the few masters in the entire world that can play that instrument.
Yeah. That's
What's
not
the name
why...
of the flute, by the way?
I don't remember.
It being cringy had nothing to do with him being
No,
white.
it was actually fucking beautiful.
I just thought it was a little... It went on a little...
Over
It
the
was
top.
weird.
I would say it was over the top, actually.
Yeah, it was
All
way
the
over
musical
top.
interludes in this
Nothing to
entire
do with
E3.
the race of the guy
No,
playing the
no.
flute.
By the way,
that's
Go
not
ahead.
flute.
allow me to point the finger at Sony because
Sure.
they started this musical interlude with the God of War. When they did...
Did they do musical last year?
No. When they first announced God of War, like back in 2016, and how they opened with the live orchestra, and how they were very over the top about the musical, and they actually had the demo, had game footage, playing in real time. So it's not surprising that they're continuing to double down on this because, after all, that 2016 Sony show was fantastic.
Okay, I'll give it to you. Yeah, more musical interludes with my tongue tied. They musical interluded The Last of Us Part 2, which, holy freaking crap, did that look beautiful. This game looks... who played The Last of Us here? Oh, you don't have a
Yeah,
PS4.
I do. I did.
You had PS3 then, did you?
Yeah, I never played it. Yeah. That's why I'm saying I think I need to get a PS4. There's a lot I need to play that I haven't played.
Yeah, the most jarring thing.
Huh?
The most jarring thing.
Oh.
The most jarring thing about that game is the juxtaposition in it. I know a lot of people will, like Joel and Ellie, because really their chemistry is fantastic and it oozes through. But it was also the extreme, like the juxtaposition between how beautiful the game looked versus how brutal it was.
Yeah, it was pretty much Lara Croft brutal in a lot of ways.
No, it was far worse.
Really? You think so?
Oh yeah, because the combat feels a lot more intimate, I think, because after all we're talking about like melee combat, like punching fists and the sounds, and oh my god, that guy David from The Last of Us.
I'm blanking. You have to give me a little explanation.
David basically took Ellie and he was the cannibal.
Right.
And was trying to hunt her down. And basically...
I'm nodding my head, but I don't know what you're talking about.
Mark has no idea.
But the point is, if you got caught, he brutally murdered you. And once you got past David, she just brutalized him. She cut him to shreds.
Yeah, I got
a machete.
I agree with Tony on this one. Like when she went to,
she went to town.
Bad choice of words, but a good choice of words. She went to town on David, and holy shit, was it
like
satisfying.
so much so that Joel had to pull her away because she kept cutting at him after he was dead. So we're talking about some like seriously brutal stuff.
Naughty Dog has done stories right for these past few years. I mean, Uncharted 1 was great in my opinion. Uncharted 2 was okay. And
I still haven't finished Uncharted 4, by the way. I know a lot of people really like that game.
I haven't played it. I've watched Let's Plays of it, and it was amazing. The story was fun to me.
Troy Baker and Nolan North in the same game.
Capitalized. So The Last of Us 2, it's gonna be good. I mean, it'll be hard for them to flop this game, so it's gonna be amazing.
I'd still say they could have hypothetically ended. They could have hypothetically left The Last of Us as it is after the end of the first game.
Absolutely.
So I was almost sad the fact that they teased The Last of Us 2, because I would almost say maybe this is one of those things they're better off just leaving alone and kind of leading open-ended, but I totally get why they did.
Yeah, as you can see in what they're doing in the trailers that they've shown, this year's trailer and last year's trailer, they definitely went in I would say a different direction, because I don't want to spoil the game because Mark hasn't played it yet, and we're probably going to play it. But they go in a different direction with The Last of Us 2, and it seems like a very good direction. Like, here's the future of what would have happened. What happened after
The Last of Us 1?
After The Last of Us 1 happened, and everyone, including me, thought that, hey, The Last of Us 1 ended, and it ended beautifully. That could have been a one-off game, and it could have been perfect.
Right.
You know what? I will admit to some degree of skepticism when the first Last of Us 2 trailer came out, because I think the call back to the banjo, for example, was when Joel walks in on Ellie and she's blood-stained and I think playing a guitar, and she's like, has such a stern look on her face. And I'm like, because maybe she's been embittered, maybe for whatever reasons. So this seems like it's kind of pulling her back more towards maybe she's not bittered and just more or less just, you know how Joel is in The Last of Us 1, where he really did care about his daughter Sarah, and he just shut down after he was dead. He became very angry and very embittered, and Joel kind of, oh wow, that is
holy shit, what
Straight
a
to
juxtaposition.
the point. Oh, you didn't see the trailer.
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's why you're saying what you're saying. I was like, well, based on what you're saying, it's really off. Because boy, is she fucking bitter.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised if she went in that direction, because of how Joel did, and it looked like he was kind of gaining back his humanity by the end of the game. Again, even though it's been out for 5 years, no spoilers here, because really, it's a good story.
It's worth it. It's no matter how old this game becomes, it is worth playing. Period.
Yeah, Last of Us Remastered is also very cheap to get. It also comes with the Left Behind DLC, so totally would recommend it.
All right, moving right along, we have because this was a weird fucking conference, we went from The Last of Us in this beautiful trailer that we have here, and then they changed venue, which took about 20 minutes. It wasn't really 20 minutes, but God, did it feel like 20 minutes. I don't understand why they did it. It really made no sense. They should have just moved. They should have moved the stage. They should have changed the stage instead of changing where the people were. That was part of that big problem. They should have had some quick interlude of, okay, here was The Last of Us 2. Cool. Now let's take another maybe 2-3 minutes to quickly change the stage and show you our next trailer, and then we'll just go from there. Instead,
why didn't they change the stage during the showing of this?
I don't know.
That would actually made a lot of sense, because it would have kept things going at a
The only thing that I could believe. Well, we'll wait till the rest of this.
I know it's just gonna get worse. I know.
And Fallout. The only thing that I could think of is the.
Oh, I was like, what does he mean?
Entrails.
You realize
like disemboweled.
The Last of Us 2 trailer, or what they showed in The Last of Us 2, was very specific to where it was. They showed the barn house that Ellie and her friend were in. That's where the venue was, and it was a smaller screen. And the next screen that they go to is a humongous curved widescreen, which I'm assuming is the only reason that they changed venue. So I don't know why they didn't just start there and have that thing there. Weird. They just wanted the shock of, oh my God, we're in the same place where this trailer is. That's really all they wanted.
Yeah, I actually can get that, because it builds the environment.
Sure,
it's kind of like it's an immersion technique.
But it made the show
much longer than it needed to be.
They made it bad. It really changed the feel of the show. That one thing that they did changed the feel of the show. So moving right along, as we continue to watch some of this Last of Us 2, they showed some during the interlude. They showed Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Back in Black map showcase.
Was that the Battle Royale map?
No, that's just a regular.
It's a regular.
Yeah, but they announced the Battle Royale, but they didn't show anything Battle Royale. They showed Tetris Effect, which looks like it's going to be beautifully awesome. They show a little bit of Days Gone. They show.
Why in the world do they keep showing it when it's coming out in 2019?
I mean,
they've been teasing Days Gone since 2016 for crying out loud.
I'm sorry. Are you mad about a game that they announced really early and didn't show anything about? They keep showing shit about, and it isn't coming out anytime soon, Tony? You know, kind of like a game called Final Fantasy VII. Is that what you're talking to me about? Is that what you're mad about, Tony?
No. It's just more or less that when you beat this, I think there's such a thing as basically.
Mike, are you mad about that?
He's not bitter. I think there's such thing as. We get it. You've shown it You've shown it 3 times. We know what it's about. It's at this point you're showing more of the game than you need to. Let it still be fresh in people's minds. That's what I would say.
Fair. Kind of, a little bit, maybe. No, not fair. They showed Twin Mirror, Ghost Giant, and Beat Saber in VR for PS4. Beat Saber looks awesome. I probably won't ever really play it, but it looks awesome. They show a little bit of the Destiny Forsaken DLC where it looks like Cade 6 is gonna die for all you Destiny fans out there.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, he is. Sorry, Mark.
Cade 6 runs the hunters in the tower. Well, not really the tower, because if you played Destiny 2 single player campaign.
I don't know if that description helped or.
No, it probably was a bigger clarifier for other people.
Oh, God. All right, moving right along. Oh, God, this freaking interlude. Just too damn long. No, that's Destiny. No, that's still... Jesus, there we go. All right. Here we go.
This game looks really cool.
Ghost of Tsushima looks
fantastic.
Beautiful.
You know what it reminded me of?
What's that?
Tenchu Stealth Assassin.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was when they first showed us.
I was on that. Actually, was my first. That was my first thought as well. It was like samurai stealth.
Right.
I was like, to tell you the truth, I was in when I first saw it anyway, because, like I said, I need a samurai game in my life, and Nioh's good, and actually it's fantastic. But, I would enjoy the game like this too. And on top of what Sekiro just looks amazing.
look at this foliage moving. It just looks so pretty. Oh, it's beautiful.
That is gonna look amazing on a PlayStation 4 Pro.
And in my opinion, I believe this is really in-game footage. I mean, a lot of what they're gonna show is in-game footage. It's that pre-rendered, but we're playing a game type in-game footage. But it still looks gorgeous.
Right. When they showed this,
I mean, he's moving as though you're a character. You have a controller in your hand and you're moving. They did it really smart.
If it's not actual in-game footage, then they did a great job at deception, because it really does, it looks gorgeous. It looks unbelievably gorgeous. It makes me want to question if it is or not, but it really does look convincingly, it looks like it's real in-game.
Sony does that really well, actually.
Yeah, they did a really good
they've
job.
They've been doing that sort of thing, at least since I started seeing far more of E3 into like 2015. It seems like they've been far more keen of showing natural gameplay that looks more natural.
Sure,
I would say, and not really trying to fool you into thinking, yeah, we're playing it, but we're actually not.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, don't fake it. Don't put some guy on a stage with a controller in his hand like, yeah, he's really playing the game. Look, he's playing this thing on. No.
It's a recipe for letdown consumers. Like,
no Vidocs.
I'm okay with Vidocs. I mean, I don't want a lot of Vidocs. One or two is fine. So, Ghost of Tsushima, as we are watching right now, it obviously looks beautiful. It looks like Assassin's Creed. It really does.
Yeah.
It looks like it plays a lot like that.
A little bit of Red Dead in there.
Little bit of Red Dead. We got your horse riding. Probably hunting those elk right there.
Yeah, by the way, was Red Dead Redemption 2 shown?
Nope.
Wow, they're keeping the lid on that real tight then.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine if there was any way.
That's going to be a massive.
That's why every game is coming out in October.
Because what? Red Dead's November?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
Like, is this open world? That's one of my questions.
It has to be. I mean,
I don't necessarily think it is.
Really?
I don't. Let me put it another way. I don't think it's safe to assume it is, because it's.
This is too early to.
Yeah, it's too early to tell.
Yeah.
And it seems like a lot of this combat feels a little bit like it feels like a mix between For Honor and Assassin's Creed. The early Assassin's Creed where you counter and attack, and it feels For Honor where you have to readjust yourself to where you're going to be attacked from. Yeah, me too, man. It's just beautiful. Oh, good Lord.
Now, here's one of the things with me. Oddly, despite the fact that I've played like Dark Souls and Bloodborne and such, I don't feel like swordplay has been downplayed. Because here's the way to think about it. When you're like a samurai like this, you want to feel like you feel like a powerhouse.
Sure.
Like if you wanted to, you could kill someone with one hit with that thing.
Sure.
Right.
Of course, that's not entirely true all the time.
Continue. I'm sorry.
It's more or less that despite swinging your sword multiple times at a person, it doesn't feel weak.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying.
So it's kind of like balancing out the, making sure the game's challenging, but then also making you feel like you're a badass samurai with a katana that's very deadly.
Yeah, that's the kind of feel I get from this. At least it's my impression, anyway.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why this felt real gameplay. Is when he's fighting those guys, there's some sword on body contact that isn't like instant kill, which I feel like if this was just a cinematic,
I'm hoping
it would have been.
Along the same lines of what Tony's saying. I kind of hope that there's battle damage and the effects of which on your character and on other characters, like if you strike somebody in the leg that they start to hobble, or hit them in the arm and they can't use that arm very well, like that, because you should feel that powerful. Hey, it's a sword. If you slash somebody, it's gonna fucking hurt, and you're probably gonna lose that limb or die or whatever. So I hope that kind of translates to the game. This is
grazing shots that affect like their stature or something like that. Right. Yeah, as opposed to just like knocking down.
Oh, it's just your health is going down. Yeah. So we'll see.
It's doable.
This looks like a goddamn movie.
Yeah, it's really cinematic. Yeah. It really does look like a sword fight you would see in a movie.
Okay, moving right along. They showed a very quick glimpse at Control. I
personally feel like the fact that they got Remedy to work on this makes me more confident that it will work.
What was that game that came out for Xbox? Quantic
Dream?
No, Quantic Dream. That's a company. Quantum Break.
Quantum Break.
No.
Yes.
Quantum
Break.
I want to say Quantum Leap.
Yeah, that's what I keep wanting to say. Quantum Leap.
It's not Quantum.
That's a TV show.
Yep.
But that's what Control reminded me of a little bit. We also.
I'm actually not a very big fan of Remedy.
No.
They did Alan Wake. They did Max Payne 3. So
I mean, they're not bad by any sense, but like, I don't know.
We also got Tony's favorite game announced. Resident Evil 2.
Trust me, I was like, when I saw that, the moment I saw the rat, I was like, is this what I think it is?
Tony,
and then I saw that, and I was like, it is what I think it is.
I swear to you, I called it as soon as we started running around. I'm like, Tony, this is your game. Your game's coming out. Like, no one's like, oh, Resident Evil 2. I'm like, that's it. There's Resident Evil 2. I got it. There's no need to go any further. I know what this is.
And the crowd goes wild.
Oh, it's going to be so good to watch you play this game because I'm not going to play it.
Yeah, they announced the Resident Evil 2 remake a while back, and naturally, before Resident Evil 7 came out, there was understandably a lot of worry, considering how bad Resident Evil 6 was comparatively so, and then 7 came out.
7 was awesome.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal game. I'm gonna play that in VR so much.
Oh God!
Rest in peace, Tony.
Yeah.
And just apparently this is gonna be like akin to Resident Evil 4 in terms of the camera, from what I understand. But they're keeping the mystique of the original feel of the game. And frankly, Resident Evil 2 game, like the original one, was so massive for its time.
Yeah.
Because you could play scenarios A and B with both characters, and then there was Hunk, which you unlocked, and then there was Tofu, which is just basically a reskin of Hunk, really.
Mighty Killer Tofu? Fighting Killer Tofu?
Beats me.
Yeah.
If you watch Doug, you definitely got that conversation.
Moving right along after that beautiful announcement, Trover Saves the Universe. I don't know what. Oh, that was a Rick and Morty game. I still don't know whether that's real or not, but it probably was. It's another VR game, unfortunately. Kingdom Hearts 3, which we'll skip right over. Hey, the game that I no longer give a shit about, Death Stranding.
You don't give a shit about it?
After this year.
Tony and I both say with the same...
What they showed gave me no reason to be happy about this game.
I think you're just being a little bit hard to please.
No, not at all. Because I loved the gameplay and style of Metal Gear Solid 5. Mm-hmm. I did. I hated the story because even though Metal Gear is super convoluted and doesn't make any goddamn sense, the story I hate it. But the style and what you did in the game was so much fun, and how you play that game is so great.
Yeah, let's go to the Death Stranding here because it would make a lot more sense to.
Have you seen the like the trailer edit where they edit in? It's like the voiceover from a USPS commercial.
No. Oh my god, I have to watch this.
Of him like walking around, and that's like. It's pretty good.
You are the Amazon Prime delivery boy of 3016.
Through rain or snow, we've been there. It's like
that's great.
It might be UPS, I can't remember, but
it just there's nothing.
He's kind of got like baby hands.
Here's the thing. Even if Hideo Kojima went full Kojima here,
do you think?
I think he's going full Kojima here.
You never go full Kojima.
Here's the thing. He's really good. He's really good at game development in terms like a level and experience, and he brings in. He trusts the people he works with to execute what he is. Of course, he's opinionated naturally. He wants what he wants.
He's more of a vision guy, right? He's an ideas man.
Yeah, he's like along the lines of like I would say Goichi Suda, like Suda 51, or Koji Igarashi. By the way, that reminds me, I got to download the Bloodstained demo.
You're a backer. That's right.
The reason I think this is going to be good is because this showed you gameplay, and it teased you a little bit of like footage, like of the story, but just enough to keep you interested. Here's what I mean, is that basically I'm pretty sure we don't know much about. Like the world of Death Stranding.
We don't know jack shit. That's what's pissing me off. But go ahead.
That's the thing. This is why I'm thinking you're probably being a little bit too harsh here. The other thing you know is basically there's time fall, which apparently rain makes people age. That's why they wear those suits.
Oh.
Granted, I don't know nothing about why they're carrying fetuses around and what significance that does.
What were the glowy ghost thingies and?
Yeah.
Here's my thing.
What's the gameplay? Is it just
good Lord
walking around?
That's exactly what it looks like to me. Here's my thing, and I heard it, I believe, from Greg Miller of Kind of Funny. It's that yes, it looks like Kojima's going full Kojima. He's doing everything he can to just make the game that he wants to make, as weird as it can be, however weird it needs to be. That's disgusting. But the thing is, because he's going full Kojima, sometimes you need those people to tell you no.
Right.
You can't you need those people to say, all right, that's weird. That's not gonna fly for a game. This can't be, and that's what my problem is with this game. Everything they keep showing, it just gets. It's just I'm trying to make it as weird as possible. But no one's gonna understand this game. It's my vision. No one can understand it but me. I don't even understand this game. Like that's
you see it a lot with creatives. They're used to working in a collaborative environment. It happens like with bands. You know, they're used to working in a collaborative environment. The moment they go solo is, you know.
Like this, it's just, again, the fact that maybe you can't see them.
He says he can feel them, and some people, I'm guessing some people can see them.
I mean, so I've seen this. Like, I'm not going to deny that this is a really good like atmosphere building.
It looks cool and shocking,
but there's still a lot of questions about what the game is going to be that I think are worth.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there are
causing Mike to have some reservations, which I think you're having.
It just feels to me like he's just doing shocking things for shocking's sake, and that's why I'm no longer interested.
Yeah.
Just showing characters out of nowhere, and the ending character that they show, like we're supposed to like know who she is. Like, oh, this is a big reveal. I don't know who the fuck that woman is. I don't know why she's.
Admittedly, I don't know either.
Yeah, like, but that's just it. Like, it's just trying to be shocking. Oh, look, there's this woman in the middle of a sandy field and it's raining and she's not dying. Okay. And who is this woman? I don't know. What is Norman Reedus doing? We don't know. He's just a delivery boy, apparently. I don't know.
Would you agree that it's better to show than tell?
I would feel more hype for the game if he didn't show us anything until just before it came out. If what he showed us last year was the last that he showed us until the game came out. Because there was so much interesting hype around the trailer, the two trailers that he released the 2 years before, because they were being played back to back and simultaneously, and all these intertwining things that went on trailer. Like, oh, that was interesting, that was cool, and it seemed like there's a lot of information inside of what we saw there. Mm-hmm. This is just he's walking around.
Yeah. Because with show don't tell,
that's fair.
There still needs to be a transference of information, which this doesn't do. You don't know. You really don't. No,
and he tries to give you information here, like, oh, well, I'm about to do this thing, but if I do it, the whole world could blow up, but I'll come back and no one else will. But why? There's
a lot of unanswered questions. I totally get it.
I'm no longer excited. I mean, I'd never hope a game is bad, but I'm not excited. I've got nothing for this game anymore. Moving right along, they announced Neo 2, Tony.
I was surprised by that.
So was I. I didn't know
because Neo came out in 2016. How in the heck did it? So
when's it coming to Xbox?
How good was the game, Tony?
Neo?
Wait, it's a Team Ninja game. Yeah, how good was the game?
Yeah, it is a Team Ninja game. To answer your question, I really enjoyed it. I still need to finish it. I still need to get the DLC for it.
Oh, there's DLC. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is a big game, all things considered. It's a little bit of a trek. So, that still looks amazing, by the way. And I absolutely would get the sequel to it.
He is a devil. Neo 2. And last game of the show, they showed Spider-Man. They showed Spider-Man. Web slinging. We all love web slinging. I can't wait to web sling. You all want to web sling?
I want to get a PS4 because I want to web swing.
You know,
sling.
Insomniac.
And swing.
All right, Mark, just get it.
I think I should.
Just get a PS4.
If I do, should I get a Pro?
I mean, that depends on how much money you feel like spending.
The least amount?
Then definitely get a regular PS4. Look, if you don't have a 4K TV,
no.
I mean, to be fair, there are some marginal improvements. Even without the even without a 4K.
I think I can
but $100 worth
Kate to let me. I've been whittling away at her. I have mentioned it though to her. And she was like, "Yeah, do it."
Rest in peace, best friend Mark.
No, she's supportive. I mean, we use my Xbox now as like it's our media center, so you know.
Spider-Man looks good. Sinister Six. Sinister Six looks interesting. It looks awesome.
Yeah, when I kept seeing the villains, I was like, "Wow, is this Sinister Six?" And then it just kept going, and then I saw Kingpin. It's like, "Yep, it's Sinister Six."
I went down a Wikipedia hole of the Sinister Six, and there's like 19 iterations of them. So I don't know who the leader of this Sinister Six is. It's likely to be who did I put?
Kingpin
is likely to be Dr. Octopus. Is the most likely person that I have. Either that or Mysterio.
No. First off, Mysterio has always been more of a lackey, even with the Fox Kids 1990s cartoons.
Good cartoons.
Oh yeah, fantastic, by the way. I'm pretty sure they haven't aged well, but all things considered,
I don't know. I think they're on par with Batman the Animated Series. Honestly,
believe it or not, I agree with you. I have like 2 seasons of Batman the Animated Series on DVD. And I'm still looking for Spider-Man, the 1990 Spider-Man cartoon on DVD.
Can't find it? I'll find it. All right, moving right along to the very last conference of E3 and last that we're going to be covering here because everyone's tired and wants to go home and go to sleep.
The Nintendo Direct. I just stole Mike's.
Thanks.
It's the Nintendo Direct that we're going to talk about.
Nintendo Direct. Okay, Nintendo Direct.
By the way.
Yep.
No.
It's really surprising they announced Smash 5.
What?
Dude, why do you think it's surprising?
Because I believe the creator said that he was done making Smash after Smash 4.
Every single time he makes a game. It's not surprising at all. It's not at all surprising.
Here's it. Listen, Hideo Kojima wanted to end Metal Gear Solid series after the
2.
second game. So
I'm going to skip straight ahead to Smash. Since there's a lot of Smash anyway.
Well, we all know Mike's excited about Pokemon Let's Go.
So, while these trailers are running on screen, I'm going to say that I'm not excited about Pokemon Let's Go. This is fucking Let's Go. Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Let's go Pikachu.
I'm excited about Fire Emblem.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Fire Emblem looks like a really good game. It usually is.
I was indifferent to the Fire Emblem one, the last one that came out on 3DS. I was indifferent.
What?
The one you let me play?
Fates or whatever.
Yeah, was it Fates?
No. Well, I played it like ad nauseum. It was the one before it. Fire Emblem Awakening.
Awakening. Yeah.
That was a fantastic game.
Honestly, that was the first time I played a Fire Emblem game, and I really liked it a lot.
It was fun. I could see why people get into it, but it's just
the strategy.
Didn't catch me. Didn't catch me. So let's go down the list of games they talked about before Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Daemon X Machina, which looked like an Armored Core game. Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Super Mario Party, which I can't wait for, even though I'm not a Super Mario Party fan.
Yeah.
Fire Emblem looked great. They
everything is anime.
They announced and released Fortnite, and boy, did Fortnite rule the world once again, except for on PlayStation.
So we have to, at this point, we have to talk about the Sony stuff as
well. What they did with Fortnite is when they announced Fortnite for the Switch, they said immediately, you can play with all consoles except Sony.
Yes.
Which everyone was like, wait, oh, cool. Oh, we don't care.
Yes.
So then people went to the Switches because almost everybody in the world has a Switch now. Download Fortnite because it's free. And they logged onto their Fortnite and they tried to log in and they said, no, because you're connected to a Sony system, we can't let you in.
Yep. Which means, for example, if I were to come over here and, happen to sign in to your PS4 to play a little bit of Fortnite, and then I go back home and I say, oh, now I'm going to play on my Switch, I would no longer be able to use that account. Nope. And now I'm someone who's not super into it and I haven't bought stuff, but there are people
you want
spend
your
money.
Right. You want your progression. You want the things that come with the character. I mean,
let alone your in-game progression,
sure.
but actual money spent.
And
gone. Locked away.
Just
under Sony.
And let me tell you, that affected my decision because I looked at my PS4 this morning and I was like, hey, Fortnite. Nope. Let me just knock that off the list. I'll take that right off my PS4. I won't even think about signing into that thing. No.
You might hit the wrong button. Boom, there you go. Signed in.
So it just seems like Sony handicapping itself for no reason.
They did. And I think they'll eventually go back on that part of it. They'll let you have your progression, but they won't ever, unless they lift their entire ban on crossplay, they won't ever crossplay with Xbox. And they won't let you carry over things from Xbox, which would be a weird thing to filter. But that's what they're gonna do. And if that's how they want to stick to it, fine, stick to it. Beat jackasses that way.
Yeah, the fact is, there's no real reason to expect that it's gonna change.
No,
because they've been they've been rather hardline about that, whether you agree to it or not. And there's a really good case to be made that that's kind of holding everyone back in this sort of situation, because after all, if crossplay can be done across multiple platforms, then basically that's the mother load. Yeah. It's basically the master theory. Everything comes together and converges
what everybody
beautifully.
Wants.
It's what everybody wants, but apparently Sony doesn't want it. I don't know the rationale behind the decision. Admittedly,
they want you to stay on a Sony platform.
Right.
They want you to buy everything through Sony.
They're the top dog right now when it comes to consoles.
Which is why I think they did it. They did it because
no real incentive outside of consumer outrage to make a change. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why Microsoft is all, let's do it. And obviously for them and Nintendo, they're not really. I don't think either of the Microsoft or Sony see Nintendo as a competitor. They see each other. That Microsoft and Sony's, in my opinion, are fighting over the same market, and I think they both view Nintendo, and Nintendo views itself as doing something else.
So moving right along, they announced Overcooked 2, and I believe it's coming out very soon, if not out already. I don't really remember. Killer Queen Black, which an arcade game that almost no one knows about, but sure, why not? Hollow Knight, which everybody here's been playing, right?
I haven't actually played it, but I've heard of it.
Let's exclude Tony. He's not part of this conversation.
I've played it. I was exploring around a little more. Like I said, I've only played a couple hours. And I figured out, because you said you went left, I figured out which way you went. So now I'm in the same section as you are.
Sweet.
Because I was like, I can't go this way. I can't go this way. I can't go this way. And I'm like, Mike said he went left, so let's try left. And then eventually figured it out.
Turn.
Making a left turn. Anyway, Hollow Knight is an amazing, great game. I highly recommend it if you are a platformer and maybe a Dark Souls type player. Octopath Traveler, which is coming out very soon. Starlink, which we already heard about, coming out in October. Arena of Valor, which looked strange, interesting. Okay. Minecraft, which the new update is coming. Well, it has already come out, but they haven't released the Realms update yet. Which is what Mark and I are waiting for.
That's the big I'm not buying until that. Oh no, I've heard there's been some issues, I think, but there was when this most recent version came out for the Xbox One as well. So
there's always issues in their updates.
Yeah, they'll work out the kinks, but then that's just more incentive to kind of wait.
Yeah,
I'll wait till Realms.
Mario Rabbids DLC, which they've already talked about. These are they just ran through trailers. They didn't really show trailers. They just like, here's a game. So, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Splatoon 2, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Crash the Insane Collection, Ark Survival Evolved, Paladins, Fallout Shelter, Dark Souls Remastered, which who knows when that's coming out. Just summer.
I'm getting it.
I'm just angry that it's not out right now. Monster Hunter Generations, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus, Mega Man 11, which looks awesome, Mario Tennis, which is already out, and the big dog of the show, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. Everybody is here, and what's the one thing everybody is actually kind of a little angry about that I'm not angry about? You don't have all the characters at launch, which is fine to me. You have to unlock the characters. That is perfectly fine to me. Yeah.
There is one thime that I felt like it felt like there was a missed opportunity, but I totally get why wasn't showcased. Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, they didn't show Metroid Prime. I wasn't angry about that.
Because of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They probably didn't want to take the wind out of its sails by showcasing something like this, especially considering how popular the Smash fighting community is.
Yeah, I mean, this definitely, they seem pretty heavy on the like the party gaming aspect right now,
which is what the Switch and Nintendo will do.
Party. Yeah, I mean, and that definitely seems to be their main angle with the system.
Smash looks great. I can't wait to play it. Super Mario, I almost said RPG. Super Mario Party looks awesome. Can't wait to play that. They said a lot of information on Smash. I am not going through all of it because, God, they had a lot of information on Smash. But Smash is back. Smash. Everybody is in Smash. With now coming, my favorite character to play with will be Ridley, because I'm a Super Metroid fan.
Isn't Ridley too big?
Ridley's pretty huge.
Too big for the game?
Too big for the game, man. It's too big. I don't care. Really a wreck. Smash will be great. All these games will be great. E3's over. So, out of everything we said today, Tony, Mark, what is your most anticipated?
I gotta. Let me see.
Go through the list.
Elder Scrolls 6.
All right, so
I'm just kidding.
Mark,
no, that's not my. That's
Mark is out for 4 years.
I'm gonna grate on Mike's nerves a bit here. I'm sticking with Death Stranding.
Not getting on my nerves. Hey, more power to you. I, again, hope it's a good game. I really do. But God, just release it and show me something. That's really all I need right now.
Yeah, because what? Oh yeah, and not to mention Sekiro. Sekiro as well.
Sekiro is mine. Sekiro is definitely my most anticipated.
That's
game
definitely
right
up there for me. Yeah. Even though like I've stated before, like those games haven't been my forte.
Sure.
I'd be lying if I didn't say like that looks really cool, and it makes me like I'm saying, makes me want to get good.
Get good, buddy. Get good. But you said that's not your main. So what is your big call?
No. I don't know. The one that stood out the most to me was Ghosts of Tsushima.
Okay.
However you pronounce it.
Tsushima. You said it right.
Tsushima.
You got it.
But I don't have a PS4, so that's rough. I'm not too huge on Fallout 76.
Are you gonna get it?
I'm gonna wait and see on that.
You're gonna get it regardless, though.
No,
I'm
not gonna get it regardless.
So I'm gonna
wait and see.
I'm playing that sort of thing with Anthem. It's like I'll believe it when I see it sort of thing. And as awesome as it looks, it's just EA.
Yeah.
Battlefield 5 looks cool.
Not big on shooters, but I might play that one.
That'd be one if I can convince enough friends to get it.
Yeah, that's the big thing about us in this age. Just we need, if we're gonna play a game, we're probably gonna have to have people to play it with.
Yeah.
Especially a game like that, where it's just like, hey, let's squad up and not get destroyed by everyone who's 10 times better than us.
Yeah, like there were a lot of good showings, like the Microsoft and Sony. Like Sony's was weird, but
it was still a good showing.
Still a good showing.
They just did it weird.
But I don't have anything in particular that like stood out. Like, oh my gosh, It was just like, I'm like, okay, like I'm looking forward to the rest of this year, and then like, because if I have to pick a game for this year, it's probably Red Dead 2, which, as we were saying, wasn't
shown. Yeah,
but yeah, I'm excited for this year and then next year. It's looking good.
This year of gaming is looking tremendous. Amazing. If only we had a real Pokemon game coming out this year. Anyway, that has been the You're Not Wrong podcast number 9. I think that's what I said earlier today. Thank you all for listening and possibly watching. Probably watching.
Also possibly.
Processably. Words don't work for me anymore. I've given up words. Bad words. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We will be back, probably another year with You're Not Wrong number 10. Who knows? Maybe it'll be next week. Maybe it'll be 3 months from now. Maybe 2 years from now. We don't really know. But thank you, and please give a like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends, and let everybody see us.
And ring the bell.
We're like the Final Fantasy VII remake of podcasts.
Ow.
And ring the bell too.
Goodbye.
That's good. That was a marathon run right there. Thank God we were sitting in comfy seats.
I
This is a good idea, Mike.
I knew as I was setting up the last time that I was like, God.